A warm welcome back. I am Sage and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. And this is the Stocks in Action show. So let's have a look at the ASX 200 and the ASX listed stocks that are trending today. The S&P ASX 200 is up today, gaining 29.40 points or 0.42% to 7,091.10 current, as at 11:36 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. The top performing stocks in this index are APPEN Limited up 7.31% and HUB24 Limited up as well 4.71%. Over the last 5 days the index has gained 0.93% and is currently 0.43% off its 52-week high. 7 of 11 sectors are higher, along with the S&P ASX 200. Materials is the best performing sector, gaining 1.02% and 3.80% for the past 5 days. On that note, let's have a look at some major news from the ASX listed companies. The first big news off the rank: Australia's gold stocks register gains on strong bullion prices. Australian gold sub-index AXGD jumped as much as 3.2% on Friday, its highest since 28 April 2021. Gold stocks in the country take their cue from an overnight jump in bullion prices, as a weaker dollar and easing Treasury yields propelled the safe haven metal over the key 1800 psychological level. Index heavyweight Newcrest Mining Limited gained as much as 3.8% and eyes its best session in 3 weeks, while Northern Star Resources Limited rose as well 2.5%. Silver Lake Resources Limited gained 5.6%, while De Grey Mining Limited gained 3.4%. And meanwhile, the AXGD has declined 5.7% this year as of the last close, compared to a 7.2% rise in the benchmark AXJO. Let's move on now to the next big news. Cauldron develops local relationship via plant lease agreement with Kuuwa Rentals. Cauldron Energy Ltd shared it has reached an agreement with Kuuwa Rentals Pty Ltd to lease a T4 Sami mobile concrete batching plant. The concrete batching plant is in Onslow and is currently not operating. It is capable of producing a range of high-strength, quality concrete products, which Cauldron plans to make available to customers in the region. And meanwhile, Cauldron Energy Ltd last traded up at $0.041 per share, and that's up 2.5%, current at 11:36 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, this ASX listed stock is in the news today. Australia's Whitecliff Minerals soars on gold finds at WA project, and the share price of Whitecliff Minerals Limited gained as much as 47.1% to reach 0.025 Australian dollars, marking its biggest intraday percentage gain since 3rd November 2020. Whitecliff Minerals stated sampling program at its Crackerjack gold project in Western Australia revealed presence of high-grade gold. Nearly 26 million shares got traded as compared to the 30-day average volume of approximately 4.6 million. And meanwhile, Whitecliff Minerals Limited stock last traded at 0.021 Australian dollars, current at 11:36 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Let's move on now to the next big news. Afterpay closed below 100 Australian dollars for the first time in 2021. Afterpay Limited shares closed below 100 Australian dollars on Thursday for the first time this year, as investors continue to reprice the buy now, pay later firm. The stock touched $96.36 Australian, its lowest since December 10th in the session, and recorded its 5th straight day of losses. Afterpay is now down approximately 16% this year, with much of the sector's frothy valuations falling as investors rotate toward value stocks in anticipation of a faster global recovery and rising inflation. After market close on Thursday, Afterpay said it partnered with Marqeta to issue branded digital cards for in-store use in Australia and New Zealand. In-store purchases, which accounts for under a quarter of Afterpay's Australia-New Zealand sales, is an area that the company is looking to increase its share in. Card issuer Marqeta has already partnered with APT in the United States and APT's top market and Canada. Afterpay Limited last traded at 95 Australian dollars, 0.255 per share, current at 11:36 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Meanwhile, this ASX listed stock is in the news today. Kuuwa Energy spurts on acquiring remaining stakes in Afro Energy. The share price of Kuuwa Energy Ltd jumped as much as 22.727% to trade at $0.135 per share at 11:36 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. The gas explorer executed binding term sheet to acquire remaining 51% stake of Afro Energy Pty Ltd from South Africa-based Badimo Gas Pty Ltd. After the completion of proposed acquisition, Kuuwa Energy will be the sole owner of Afro Energy, which holds 100% interest in exploration rights and sample gas production permits in South Africa. Kuuwa Energy Limited will be issuing about 595.6 million shares to Badimo as total consideration for the proposed acquisition at an issue price of 11 cents Australian per share. Thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully that information was worthwhile for you, and that's all for now. Do stay tuned with Kalkine TV for more live market updates. We'll be back soon with more news on the markets, economy and diverse themes and sectors. Sage here signing off.